Hello YouTube, welcome back. I wanted to do a review of the boat that I got. We've had it now for 6 months and we've had it on the water due to weather and work. We've had it on the water 3 times, and I just wanted to walk around and give you a review. Everything worked as it should when we had it out on the water. But I just wanted to give a quick review. I've watched probably every video on this boat. I've watched a bunch of reviews on this boat. And there were 2 things that I was looking for whenever I started looking for a boat. And I looked at John boats, I looked at bass boats, I looked at fiberglass boats. And number 1 was that it had to be in my price range. And number 2 is it had to be a quality boat that I felt comfortable in. So those are the 2 things that I wanted in a boat. So it all, narrowed down, and then I, started looking at Ranger, and it fit the bill as far as price and build quality. And there were a few things on all these videos that I watched that I noticed that they didn't talk about, that I felt like would have been helpful, had they talked about it. And so I'm just going to go through, and I don't know if anybody's looking for a boat or anything, but maybe this will help you out in making your decision if you are. The number 1 thing is the price. No one ever really discusses any of the price on this boat in any of the videos that I saw. This boat, base model, comes in at $23,000. Now that's base model, and what you'll get for that is a 60 horsepower Mercury. You'll get a 30-pound thrust trolling motor. You get an aerated live well, the Ranger Trail trailer with a swing away hitch, and that's what you get. It's enough to get you on the water, enough to get you fishing. That's really everything you need for fishing. But I'm going to show you how I outfitted the boat, and the reason that I went with the Ranger was because I knew that I would have some wiggle room to kind of outfit it like I wanted it to be. So I'm just going to go through it excuse me, and I ain't going to get into the specifics. There's plenty of information about that out there, like how wide the beam, various things like that. So I'm just going to go through the fit and finish of the boat, what were my expectations versus what it really was, and the price of the boat. So it starts at $23,000. Then they're gonna, after they tack on everything they got to tack on, rigging, taxes, delivery, dealer prep, there's several things that they're going to tack on to that. You're looking at about $25,000 out the door for the base model of this boat. The boat, as it sits right now, the way that I did it, came to $30,000, and that was pretty much everything I wanted on the boat. So I'm just going to go through first, starting with the outside. Then I'll go to the inside, and we'll talk about the fit and finish, how I did the boat, and everything like that. So let's talk about the outside of the boat. All right. So like I said, it comes with a 60 horsepower Mercury. Now I could have upgraded this to a 75. The boat is rated for up to a 75, but I just went with the 60 because I can get 35 miles an hour out of this boat, fully loaded, and that's about as fast as I need to go out on the lake anyway. But you could upgrade it to a 75 horsepower, but I kept it at a 60. To upgrade it would have been around $2,000, and I just didn't feel like I needed it. So back here you got these ratchet straps that just unclip from here and unclip from here, so you ain't bothered with you know, having to put on and off, you know, regular ratchet straps every time you want to undo it, you know, from the trailer. And so I went with that just because it's very convenient. And I don't know, the upgrade on that was around $150. You know, of course you got one on this side and one on the other side. So walking around the boat, it's an RT 178 Ranger. It's got these nice aluminum wheels on it. The 178 is at 17.8 feet long. The RT stands for Ranger Tournament. It's got this trailer. It's got the road armor coating on it. It's a Ranger Trail trailer, and comes with a nice tire. And again, that's got the aluminum wheel on it. The trailer's got the swing away hitch. It's very nice welds, exterior welds on this boat. There's no wood on the boat, it's all aluminum. So, you know, that was something that was real important to me. I didn't want any wood on my boat. And so this is all weld aluminum boat. It's got that foam feeling in it, and I watched all the process at the Ranger. You can go to YouTube and watch the Ranger build process of this boat, and I did that. So it's got all that foam feeling in it, and it really feels like a one-piece construction. It's sound deafening, you know, so you're not making a lot of noise when you're walking around on the boat, and it just feels sturdy. The boat feels really sturdy. And it's got these fold down cleats on it, which I thought was pretty cool, because, you know, if you got your rods or whatever hanging up, you know, you can close these, and then you got that. So that's about it, I guess, for the exterior of the boat. So let me climb up in here and show you guys the interior. All right, so like I said, starting back here at the back, you know, of course you got the motor on it. These are some really decent seats. I mean, I'm very happy with the quality of the vinyl on these seats. They're very comfortable. You know, you got one here, you got one up at the bow. This boat seats comfortably, can seat, you know, 4 people. Now if you're fishing out of the boat, you know, and you got 4 people fishing out of the boat, you're gonna have to kind of watch where each other's throwing the line, because it's you know, it's a little bit close proximity if 4 people are fishing off the boat. But you got a ton of storage on this boat. And so back here is where your battery compartment is. Now, one thing I wish they had said in the videos that I watched is there's an on and off switch sitting back there that you have to cut on in order to cut all your electronics on. This is a 3 battery system, because I have a 24-volt motor, trolling motor. So this is a 24 bank system. It comes with the charger. The base model comes with the charger too, but you'll only have 2 batteries. This is a 3 bank system. But that on and off switch right there, if you don't cut that on, I mean, the motor will still crank, the trolling motor will still work, but nothing else will work unless that switch over there is cut on. And then I cut it off when I'm done with the boat so that it's not draining the batteries. And I pretty much just keep it plugged in all the time, which keeps the batteries charged. There's the gas tank. So there's the battery compartment of the boat. Back here, you really got these nice grip areas, you know, where you can kind of rest your foot up here or whatever. And so that's a nice touch. It's putting those rubber grips on the front of the back of it. And I talked about these seats. Those are some really nice seats. The one thing that nobody mentioned that I wish they had that would have made it better was, I was wondering, well, where in the world does a cooler go? Because you can't go on a boat without a cooler. And so I was curious about that. Nobody mentioned that. But these two little compartments right here on the back are coolers. They have drain holes in them. They keep ice for a good long time. We put that ice in there yesterday morning, and it's still there. And so they do a pretty good job as far as keeping ice in there. You got one on this side, and you got one on that side over there. Those will hold, one of those will hold about 15 waters, and whatever beverage you prefer. And they'll hold a large bag of ice between the two of them. So that would have been nice to know when I was looking at the videos. You do have actually two coolers that pretty much hold a good amount of stuff. And then the other one is up here, right behind the seats. You got your live well. It's a divided live well. That works great. The pump out works good on it. You got this divider that you can take out if you want to, but an aerated live well there, and that works real well. You got this front seat, this middle seat, that flips down so that you can step up and off without, you know, stepping on your seat every time. But again, these are some comfortable seats. I gotta hand it to them on that. Then right here you got your rod storage. This is lockable, so is the battery compartment. Both of these lock, but it can hold up to an 8-foot rod in here. And as you can see right now, I got about 6 of them in here, but they say that it can hold around 8, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's the rod storage you got there. Then both of these, all these seats flip up, so you can see that you got a good amount of storage in there. Both of those seats flip up. This one over here flips up. There we go. So as far as the cockpit on it, it's a very nice cockpit. It's got tilt steering on it, which really does help out quite a bit to get you where you want to be as far as your steering goes. This is one of my upgrades, is that Garmin Lake View fish finder. I upgraded to that because what comes on it on the base model is the first generation Garmin, and about the only thing that's good for is water temperature and depth of the water, but it doesn't do much else. So I wanted something I can kind of, you know, see if there's any fish floating around. And you know, yesterday we went out and you can plainly see the fish that's under the boat. This is a down view, it's not an out view, so this will give you what's kind of underneath the boat within about 10 or 15 feet. And so I upgraded to that, and I think the upgrade on that was right around $500 upgrading on that. Then of course you got your mile per hour, your fuel, your tachometer, and your trim. And you got your trim over here on your thing, of course, with your throttle. And there's plenty of room underneath this boat, like underneath this console. They put in this cantilevered console, and it's fiberglass up here. It's not plastic, so you got a fiberglass, actually real molded fiberglass, which was nice. And you got a little cup holder right there. They didn't mention any of this on the videos, and for the longest I couldn't find the cup holders. But it's a fold down cup holder. You got a little courtesy light underneath there, and you got another cup holder over here. So moving forward, This is another little, I don't know, we just used it to throw various things in there for the boat, and just basically a junk drawer. But you can see that it'll hold a pretty good amount of stuff in there. We got line in there, just any knickknacks kind of stuff. So up here, you got your bait box. Now the one gripe that I have with it is I really wish they would have spent a little bit more money. I feel like, you know, for the amount that you pay for the boat, you know, it's a good boat. I love the boat. But for the amount that you pay for the boat, you know, it looks like they would have put a little air assisted thing on here to kind of hold it open. Because when you're in here trying to get bait, this lid won't stay open. It hits that seat and it won't stay open. I think they could have done a little better by just putting a little air assisted thing on here, but it will hold just a ton of tackle. Holds a bunch of tackle. And then you got your other seat up here. You got another little box that we never used, but we hadn't used it yet. I'm sure we'll find something to fit in there. But you got another little storage area right here. You can put whatever you want to in there. And then also an upgrade for me was this Lowrance fish finder. This is about a 5th or 6th generation fish finder. It's not a bad little fish finder, but it's not the greatest. But basically what I was wanting for up here was just when I'm at the trolling motor, I can kind of see the depth that I'm in. It shows the structure underneath the boat, and you know, it'll show water temperature, speed, things like that. Now the one on the dash, that Garmin Lakeview, it shows the fish great. You know, it shows the fish, it shows nice structure profiles, and it shows everything really good up there. Here you got this sunken in foot control pedal for the trolling motor, and that seems to work good. Once you get used to it, it works good. It took me a while to get used to it. I'm still getting used to it. But it's a sunken control, real responsive. You got a place for your cup holders up here. Over here you got a place for your trim and your lights, cup holder, knife holder, blah blah blah. And then also up here you got a place for your navigational lights, front and aft. You got this again, this rubber coating that they put, this rubber thing they put on the boat, which is a nice touch. Then the big upgrade that I did was this trolling motor. It's a Minn Kota Ultrix. This upgrade ran me right around $2,000. But this thing is the best investment on the boat. I mean, by far. It's got the anchor lock on it, so you can drop it, and if you want to stay in a certain position, there's a GPS built into the trolling motor, and you can just set the anchor on it, and it will just hold you into position. So this takes the place of an anchor, and it will absolutely hold you wherever you set it at. So, you know, if you're out there on the water and you want to fish a spot, and we use this thing a lot, you just drop it and set the anchor on it, and there you stay. And this is an 80-pound thrust, so this thing alone will run you about 10 miles per hour if you put it on wide open. I mean, it'll flat get you where you want to go. But that was the big upgrade on the boat, and so I think that's about all of it. But this right here, I just can't talk enough about this trolling motor. I mean, it's really something else. So that was great. And the boat's dirty now, so I'm gonna wash it after I get done with this. The fit and finish on the boat overall is excellent. I get it meets my expectations. There's just a few areas that I saw where I thought that fit and finish could have been a little bit better. You know, just little things, nitpicky. You know, like the carpet right there kind of don't fit exactly. And, you know, there's some places where, like right here, there's a pretty good gap between the lid and the side. But over here, you know, it's close. But there's a gap over here on this side. So I kind of thought that could have been a little bit better. The carpet on the boat is good. So overall, I'm very pleased with the boat. The build quality on this boat is really good. I mean, you take it out, you feel like you can walk around on the deck, you can move back and forth on the boat. It has no wobble to it. You know, it feels solid, feels safe. So overall, I'm extremely happy with the boat, and it was in the price range that I was looking for. So yeah, there you have it. I'm getting ready to get out here now and wash it a little bit, and because we've taken it out a few times, and this last time we got it pretty dirty and I hadn't had a chance to clean it. So I'm going to clean it and clean up this upholstery a little bit, and yeah, so I'm going to clean it. And if you guys want to see the products that I use to clean it with, and I got something for the upholstery specifically meant for vinyl upholstery, and something specifically meant for a boat gel coat that I use. And so I'm going to use those. If you guys would like to see what I use on that, just drop something in the comments. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll get to them. And as always, if you like the video, if you find it informative, or if you find it repulsive, please hit that like and subscribe button. It's really, really an encouragement to me. I like to know that the videos that I do, people are finding useful or entertaining or something. So hit the like and the subscribe button for me. And for now, this is Don Doing Stuff signing off. Be kind to each other. Bye. Hold on just a second, YouTube. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. The other upgrade on the boat is the base model doesn't come with a cover. And so I bought this cover for it. It's custom made for the boat. Fits really good on the boat. Seems to be a well-made cover. I got it out here now, just kind of drying off, and I'll let the boat dry off a little bit. Every once in a while, I'll just keep the cover off. But this was a $600 upgrade. So if you're trying to get a cover for the boat, it's going to cost you $600 from Ranger. All right, so that is all. Bye.